Hey, 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 welcome. It's Friday Reads. How is everybody? Welcome, Alicia. Welcome, Mama Lola. How is your Friday going? Mine is okay. It's been a weird day with the temperatures. It's really cold in the morning and then it gets progressively warm, but it's not really warm. I mean, I have long sleeves. So summer is kind of flaking out on us at this point. I don't know if it's going to get any better. It looks like it's still going to stay kind of mixed like this. So it's some days it's raining. Like yesterday, it rained all morning, all the way into like 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Today there was no rain, but I think tomorrow it's going to rain again. So craziness. So how are you guys? Lashonda's in the house. Yay! Lashonda's back. Hey Tracy, how are you? Yes, we've missed you too, Lashonda. You know, we always miss you, girl. But I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're back. So let me know what you're reading. If you're reading anything, you may be on a pause or on a, reading slump or something like that. Or you may be, putting them down, reading so many you don't even have time to talk about them. Hello, Celeste. Welcome. Birdie, welcome. Alba, welcome. All right, I'll start off telling you what I'm. Oh, thanks. I think I'm gonna have to get these redone. They're a little bit old because yeah, my roots are really showing there. Um, okay, so what am I reading? So of course I'm still reading John Henry Days, Colson Whitehead. I'm trying to finish this probably sometime next week. I'll be done with this one. And I started this afternoon, a little bit of time to read, and I read like the first 40 pages in this Blacktop Wasteland. Okay, this is more like it. Okay, this is a lot better than My Darkest Prayer. My Darkest Prayer, no, 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 ma'am. But this one, yeah, this one's hitting the spot. So that's what your girl is reading this weekend. Now, if I manage to finish this one tonight, I think I'll finish it tonight, then maybe I'll go to Razorblade Tears next. I don't know. We'll see. All right. uh, thank you, Tracy. Bertie says, I'm reading A Lion's Pride by P.L. Stewart. Hmm, that title sounds familiar. Hey, Rosa, how are you? What are you reading? Amalola said, I picked that up, John Henry Days last weekend. Oh, half price at okay, half price books at it. Yet I had another copy of this one. I had the paperback edition, but I can't read this. Like the font was so small. It was painful. So I went online and looked for another one and I found this used copy. I found this one on A Books. So I mean, it's not the biggest writing, but it's a lot bigger than what I had before. So I mean, I'm not mad at it. I can deal with this, but I could not deal with that. That a little bitty tiny ant size writing. I was like, this is crazy. Ain't nobody reading this. They're gonna go blind reading this. Okay, so Celeste said she's reading Jonas Gordvine. Okay. Black was the ink, which is a YA. Never heard of it, but I'm not YA. You know that. And God of the Woods. Okay. I'm a little said, yeah, no, come on now. Be honest. That was not better stars. That was like, no, no, ma'am. Mm-mm. That was not a good thriller. It was not. Okay, let's see. Okay, so Mila is reading. Hello, Mila. Welcome. Happy Friday. She's reading Viola Davis's memoir. Okay, I hear it's very good. I still haven't read that one yet. My husband's read it, but I haven't read it. Let's see. DL, hello DL, how are you? Okay, DL's not really reading anything. Okay, but you want to read some romance. Well, yeah, I know you know how to figure out what you want to read in that because you are the queen. Lashonda said reading. Okay, our Patreon read. Sing her name. Okay, and before I let go. Before I let go, that's Kennedy. What's her name? Is it Kennedy Ryan? Can't remember. Hello, Olivia. Olivia says she's reading uh, The Will to Change by Bell Hooks. Okay, for the third time. Okay, and reading all the books she mentions in it. Oh wow, how many books is that? And some romance to liven things up a bit today. I'm reading uh Angelica Frankenstein. Okay, that's interesting. How many books does she mention? Does Bell Hooks mention in this book? I was curious. Yeah. Hey, a book doctor. Welcome. Amala says reading Bluebird, Bluebird. Yeah, that's real good. Manchester Happened. I still need to read that. By Jennifer Dansabuga Makumbi. And we'll read Heaven My Home. Yeah, okay, after once I'm done. Yeah, okay. So you just want the whole trilogy. But Bluebird Bluebird is really good. And the second one gets even better. And then so you'll be ready to pick up the third one right away. Hey Jennifer, how are you? What are you reading? Uh-oh, Nicole is struggling through House of Stone. But why, girl? House of Stone was good. Okay, now it's not the happiest book, okay, but it's a good book. We had an excellent conversation on House of Stone in the Read to Live book club. If anybody is in here that remembers our discussion on House of Stone, pipe up and tell Nicole to stop tripping and get to reading that book more seriously because it's really good. Tracy said she just finished Sky Full of Elephants by Chibo Camel. And how was it? Be honest. Tell us how it was, Tracy, because I want to know. She's also reading Jonas Gordvine and starting Lovely One by Supreme Court Justice Katanji Brown Jackson. Okay, very nice. I want to hear what you got to say. Be honest, Tracy, about Sky Full of Elephants because I see it everywhere, but I'm a little tempted, I must admit. But a book doctor is reading The Neighbor Favor by Christina Forrest. That sounds like a romance. Is it a romance? I'm not sure. Yes, Kennedy, right. Okay, so I was right. Hello, Curtis. Welcome. Happy Friday. Curtis is reading Harvest of Empire, A History of Latinos in America by Juan Gonzalez and After the Hurricane by Leah Frankie. Okay. I'm listening. Wait, our Patreon is Sing Her Name. Yes. No, it is not Opal and Nev. It is Sing Her Name. And that's y'all's fault because y'all tied again. So I had to pull out the wheel. I spent the wheel. But I'm trying to get the author to come to our book club. So I'm in the throes of trying to get her email so I can contact her, or Rosalind Story. So can she can be at the book club, our book club meeting at the beginning of October. Jennifer said, Jennifer's reading State of Paradise by Laura Van Vanderberg and listening to The Atlas Paradox by Olivia Blake. Okay, I don't know what's the Atlas Paradox about? That sounds interesting as a title. Hello, Lauren. Oh, you just started The Last Thing is Surrender. Ooh, child, don't get your life. Then after I'm reading Things Fall Apart. Okay, very nice. You're gonna love The Last Thing is Surrender. Oh my God, so good. Um, hey Teresa, how are you? Happy Friday. Hello, Dr. Raymond's in the house. Dr. Raymond is reading Jonas Gourdvine by Zora Neale Hurston. Oh no, sorry, rereading. Correction. Let's see. Oh, she's coming on the 19th, Attica Locke. You're so lucky. You're in it, everything signed and everything. I would love to see her. Yeah, it is very it's very heavy, House of Stone. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's heavy. Yeah, that's probably the wrong choice, because it's the kind of book for me personally, when a book starts to be that heavy, I have to go in hard and read it, like, within 4 days, because then I could easily be tempted to just read a bit and stop, and read a bit and stop, and then it'll just start dragging out. Um, yeah, but I loved House of Stone as well. It was very good. I learned a lot of stuff as well reading that book. Made me go and research uh Zimbabwe and its past, and yeah, it's good. It's good. Let's see. Rosa said she's got 3 chapters of Razorblade Tears to go. She said it's so intense. Woof. Shaping up to be a 5 out of 5 stars. Okay, very nice. Next up, Lazaretto. Oh, yes. I really like Lazaretto. Good story. Okay, Olivia said, did she mention over 45 the last 3 months? I've been buying them used on Amazon. Okay, most of them are $5 and under. Oh, okay. Oh, it's self-help is yeah, no, that's not my thing, self-help. Let's see. A book doctor says also reading Barracoon. Okay, yeah, I read that a while ago. Their eyes are watching God. That's excellent. You're gonna love Their Eyes Are Watching God. Jennifer said loved House of Stone so much, but it is dark. Yes, it is very dark. Oh, you're 64% through, girl. Come on, pull through. Come on now, push through, push through, push through. Um, Zamani is one of my favorite characters. Yeah, me too, because he was cray cray. He was like full up delirious. I still think about him too, Amalola. That's a character I think everybody in the book club that was there the day we discussed the book, they always wind up bringing up Zamani when we talk about crazy characters, characters that are kind of, pull us out of our comfort zone. Everybody thinks of Zamani. So yeah, he was very memorable character. If I ever did a video on characters that were unforgettable, Zamani would be in it for sure. Yeah, great reading. Now, Amalola, have you read her new book? Well, it's not new now. I think it came out 2023. I don't remember the name exactly. It's something. It's got some dog star in the title. I can't remember. Has anybody read her new book? And if they have, is it good? Yes, romance. Okay, that's what I thought. Rosa said House of Stone was really good, but it may be hard to get into, but stick with well, she's 64% in. So um I think it's more that it's dark, the darkness of it. It's not really, it's true, a book that is the kind of thing people usually choose to read in summer. So that might have a lot to do with it as well. Let's see. Okay, Mary says Uncle Ned was a wild roller coaster. Okay. Amalua said, "Oh gosh, I got Opal and Nev. Good thing was said on here. Yeah. Oh yeah, I think you can find it. I mean, if you don't even want, you could probably get it. You could probably find it. You maybe I don't know. But we're not doing our meeting at the end of the month. We're doing it the first Sunday in October, which I think is the 6th of October. So you got time. Rosa said, I loved Opal and Nev, a wonderful untold story of Black women in music. Very nice. Hello, Tashika. How are you? Happy Friday. Jennifer said Atlas Paradox is the second book in a normal people, but they have magic. Okay. Fantasy series. They're candy reads for me. Oh, okay. All right, I see. Lashonda said is laughing at Amalola. Yeah, I'm glad I checked too, or I would have started Opal and Nev too. Well, y'all could start Opal and Nev. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm reading Opal and Nev probably next week. No, Teresa said to Rosa, Razor Blade Tears is definitely intense and 5 stars. I even cried at the end. Oh my God, you cried at the end. Oh wow. Hello, Mayama. Happy Friday. Mayama is reading The Spook Who Sat by the Door by Sam Greenlee. Yeah, I've heard about this one. See, Tashika said she's reading Black Love Matters by Jessica P. Pride and The Secret Place by Daniel Black. I'm enjoying this one. Okay. Yeah, she said The Secret Place was good too. Okay. Teresa said I'm going to finish Mercy by Toni Morrison this weekend and need to also finish Swift River and Parable of the Talents this month. Ooh, you got to she gonna catch up. So what did you think about A Mercy? A Mercy, I quite like that one. It's been a long time since I've read it, but I really liked it, I think. Alba said House of Stone even got a used copy to reread and annotate, plus the audio for immersive reading. Yeah, I remember you really liked it, Alba, as well. I think everybody liked it. I don't think there was anybody there that didn't like it when we talked about it. Alba said, I've loved each and every African book we've read for the reads. Okay, I'm glad to hear that. There will be more next year. There will be more African books next year. I'm already trying to work on the list for next year. I'm like, I've got January. Well, January, we're reading 54 Miles. February, I'm still struggling with that one. I still got to figure out something. March, I figured out something, and April, I figured out something. So yeah, give me a minute, and I need a couple more months, and I'll figure out all the rest of the year, and yeah, we should be good. Oh, okay. So Tashika is reading First Class History of Dunbar High School. Yeah, I read that last year with Patrice. Really liked it. And Washington. Oh, you're a Washington native. Very nice. It's a good book. There's just some parts of the book where she gets weighed down a little too much into the politics of things. But that being said, you know, as a whole, we like the book. It gave us some perspective on public school education in Washington D.C. So I mean, I think it's a good read. Okay, so and also after this is what has led Patrice and I to buddy reading the nonfiction about Paul Laurence Dunbar is because of reading First Class. Okay, so a book doctor says I keep count these Hurston's books as current reads in my reading totals. I've read them at least. Yes, you count them. Why wouldn't you count them? You reading them, so you should count them. No, absolutely count them. Every book I read in the year. I don't care if I've reread it or not, because I don't know how it works in the story graph for that. I think in the story graph it counts it if it's reread, and even Goodreads counts it if it's a reread. So yeah, count them. No hesitation. Amalona says, no, I haven't read. Oh, you haven't read. Well, the new book, you're going to read it after the second one. That's when you're going to go into the new one. No, because it just came out. It just came out the 3rd of September. So you got time. See, Raymond said, Shay, you better count those novels, those rereads. Of course you count those rereads, Shay. No, there's no reason why you wouldn't. Or why you shouldn't, I should say. Teresa said Opening is really good on audio with the cast of characters, and it makes the interview format come to life. Okay, that's good to hear. Hey, lady, happy Friday. How are you? What are you reading? Uh, that is not cheating, Shay. How you think that's cheating? How is that cheating? You spent the hours all the time to read the book, even if it is the second or third time. That is not cheating. That's a reality. You read the book 3 times. So count it. You can count it. Jennifer said, I have her oh, you have, oh, Digging Stars, but I haven't gotten around to reading it yet. It has a 3.8 on Amazon, but 3.27 on Storygraph. Oh, now I don't know what that's supposed to mean because sometimes Amazon is I don't really trust Amazon reviews, but Storygraph I trust. So people are not digging it as much as they were digging House of Stone. So that's too bad. But the thing is, when that book came out, Digging Stars, I don't remember anybody doing a review on it. Nobody. Not on Bookstagram, not on YouTube, nowhere do I remember seeing a review on Digging Stars. So I feel like it's the subject matter that may have thrown people off, or they may have thought it was not really their cup of tea. I don't know. I don't know what happened. But if you do read it, and when you do read it, I hope you will let me know, what you think about it, because I'm curious. I'm very curious about that one. Okay, so Raymond said to Shay, that ain't cheating. You reading them, so they count. Yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, Amala said she always looks for used books first. Hardly buy new unless it's an auto buy. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I think you should be able to find Seeing Her Name used though, because I don't think it's that new, the book. I think it may have came out in 2022 or 2021. I'm not sure. Nicole said I thought Oakland was going to win. I did too, and then y'all tied. Keep tying. Y'all keep tying. Hey Keisha, how are you? Okay, so Keisha's not reading anything. You're putting in your braids yourself? Oh wow. Yeah, you good girl, because I can't do that. I gotta have somebody else do it. Okay, so Olivia says Opal and Nev is a great novel. Loved it so much. Okay, so that's good to hear. I think I remember hearing a lot of people rave about it. And I'm so happy that I'm gonna get a chance to see Johnny Bolton at Festival America. So I'm happy about that. Yeah, you should still read it. Why wouldn't you? Yeah, read it. I'm a Lola, read it. Okay, so Tracy said, I'm recounting my reread. I'm counting my reread of Jonas Gordvine. He counts their rereads because they count. Hey, Billy, how you doing? Happy Friday. What are you reading? Oh, let's see. Okay, Jennifer said Open Up is good. Definitely worth reading regardless. Uh, okay, so Rosa said to Teresa, oh, I think I know why you cried. I'll be finishing it today. Okay, so Teresa said, Mercy is okay. I'm not blown away by, but I think it's because I've been a bit distracted and slow reading everything for the past month. Oh, well, possibly. I think I remember about, but it's been a while. What I like the way she told the story. There's a moment where you see the same event from 3 different characters, and the way she does it, it's almost like a panning camera. The camera is doing a 360. It's really cool that how she pulled that one off in a Mercy. Uh, yeah, Rosa said to Teresa that she listened to it too. That full cast reading was excellent. Okay, very good. Okay, see, Raymond is confirming it. Storygraph does count rereads. That's what I thought. Um, Keisha said, I always count my rereads because I read it. Didn't I? Exactly. Amla said, talking about Nuvoyo Rose Schuma's new book, not Attica. Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. Hey, Phyllis, welcome. Okay, so Phyllis said she enjoyed Assembly by Natasha Brown. Yeah, I like that one as well. So, reading an arc for review of her latest Universality. Ooh, I like the title. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. This have read some have read some books like 5 times and count them every time. Girl, count them reads like loud. So you see, Shay, count the rereads. Hey, Latrice, how are you? What are you reading? And do you count your rereads? Cause Shay tripping. She don't think she should count rereads. She thinks it's cheating. Okay, Celeste said StoryGap also gives you credit for the Audible separately. So if you read the book, the physical book and the Audible, that is 2 books. Okay, now I'm getting all that. That's too much now. I mean, if I'm reading it and listening to it, I just count that as one read. I don't count that as 2 reads. I'm reading them at the same time. So I'm not counting that as 2 books. I don't see why that would be counted as 2 books. It doesn't make sense. It's counted as 2 books, but in my opinion, because if you're doing immersive reading, so you've got the audio on, and then at another moment you're reading the same book, so you're continuing the story, but you're continuing physically. That's one read for me. That's not 2 reads, but that's just me. Okay. Tracy said Sing Her Name came out in 2022. Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, I'm not positive of that, but yeah, that's what I think. Teresa said, I need to order a copy of Jonas Gordvine. You see? Teresa said, you best believe I count rereads. There you go. So Shades, stop tripping and count your rereads. Yeah, you see, DL's like me. I only count one format. I mean, I don't need to why count them twice. I'm not reading it twice. That doesn't make any sense. Lady is reading Curvy Girl Summer. Billy said she's reading Jazz by Toni Morrison, Where Wild Peaches Grow by Kay Bentley, and Jonas Gordvine by Zora Neale Hurston. Very nice. Okay. Latrice said, I'm still reading Before I Forget by Leonard Pitts Jr. and just started I Am Not Sitting for Tea. Oh, that's I Am Not Sitting for Tea is funny. You're gonna like that one. DL said, if I read it in print, then years later, wait, if I read it in print, then years later read it in a different format, I count that. Yeah, I would count that. But if it's the same moment that I'm reading it, I'm using the audio and the book, I'm counting it once. But if it's this year I'm reading it the book and next year I listened to the audio, then that's 2 times. One time this time and one time that time. But if it's the same time, I'm not counting it twice. That don't make no sense. Lady said she definitely counts rereads. Raymond said, yeah, that's too much counting 2 books for hybrid reading. That doesn't even make sense. I don't even know why they hook that up like that. It just doesn't make sense to me. Teresa said to Latrice, I recently read I Am Not Sitting Pointy and I really liked it. Yeah, it's funny. Mary said, I've been caught up in all the political stuff happening. I'm going to definitely finish Lone Women this weekend. I need a break from seeing and listening to Trump. Child, I don't listen to that. I just don't know. I'm not listening to none of that. Not to him. I'm not listening to. I'll listen to anybody else. Okay, D's reading Man-Made Monsters by Andrea Rogers. Let's see. Okay, so Teresa says she's the same as me, hybrid immersive reading. Uh, yeah, so Tracy said, no, sorry, Latrice said, yeah, now that only counts once. I usually count the physical if I own it. Okay, and then see, I enjoyed I Am Not Sitting Poitier. It made her laugh out loud for real. Yeah, it is. It's very funny. And if you know, like, if you know Sidney Poitier's, movies and stuff, you're gonna find it funny. Let's see. Okay, so Shay said I added them. Yay! Shay got over it and she added them. Well done. Okay, so Raymond said I'll listen to Draped and Gucci. Oh, Jesus. Raymond, you're killing me. I'll listen to Draped and Gucci before I listen to the Orange Man. You're hilarious. Jennifer said, "Yep, hybrid reads count as one read. I usually pick whichever format I read the most from." Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, for the people that just came in, I'm still reading John Henry Days, but I've only got the last third of the book to read. So, like this much right here at the top. And I'm 40 pages into Blacktop Wasteland by S.A. Cosby. So that's what I'm reading this weekend. Mm, okay, so Celeste said, yes, I just caught this little tidbit. I was tracing both since I was following both, then looked at my summary like wait, what? Nicole said yes because all he's gonna do is lie. Exactly, and not only just lie, but sound straight up crazy while lying. Um, Mary said the Nickel Boys is going to be a film. Oh wow! Now I'm not sure I would want to see Nickel Boys as a film because it's pretty brutal, that book. I'm not sure if I want to see that film. That's what we really need to know. Who's doing the film? Oh, there's a trailer. There's a trailer. I did not know. So, what do you? Is it going to be? Is it going to be on a streaming service or is it going to be in theaters? It looks like it's going to be in theaters. Okay, it's filmed really well. Yeah, the cinematography. I agree. The cinematography is like excellent. It's very beautiful. But I still don't know if I want to see it because I feel like ooh, that book was intense and like Okay, I like the way they did the trailer. The cinematography is beautiful, I must admit. But like, we know what that book is about, and they trying not to show it in the trailer. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so Lashonda said she read Lone Women in two sittings because she needed to know what was in that dang suitcase. I had a feeling, but I needed to know. Yeah, I know we all needed to know when we started reading. It was like, what the heck? Yeah, the trailer looks good, but I don't know. I'll wait for y'all to tell me if it's good. That book was devastatingly sad. And to think it's based on truth. That's the thing. I don't know why you lost interest. The book has it's so interesting the way it's written, and then like the different characters, you know, keep popping up, and I just think everything about that book is just he had just the right amount of suspense to keep the reader wanting to know what was coming next. Totally enjoyed that book. I would definitely think about reading something else from him. I'm just not sure what. I don't know if I could actually read what's his book, The Changeling. I don't know if I could read that one. I think that one has much more element of horror than Lone Women, in my opinion, I think, from what I hear. So I'm not sure if I would, if I could actually reading that particular book. So I don't know, because that is not my wheelhouse, is to be reading horror. But I have read a couple horror books, and the ones that I have read, I enjoyed. That's kind of weird, right? But it is what it is. Mm. So now that we're getting towards the end of the year, there's one, two more. Yeah, no, I don't think I will do the Changeling unless somebody that reads horror tells me you can read the Changeling and still sleep at night nicely. Because you know me, I'll be sleeping with the lights on and stuff. Nah, I don't. I don't really want to do that. Let me just see. Lashonda said to Nicole, "It had me from the beginning. I enjoyed it. I think that may have been the first thriller horror for me. Yeah, in a long time." Okay, now Celeste is proposing something else. I like that. She says, try his novella. I think it's Ballad of Black Tom. Okay, now that I didn't know he had a novella out, Celeste. So thank you for that. I might try that. Tracy said, we're in the serial killer club. I don't be doing no serial killers and all that other mess. I don't do that. That's not my MO. Um Let's see. Nicole said he didn't let us sit with the first reveal before we're on to the next event. Yeah, but by that time you're hooked, and plenty of other stuff happens that's bigger than the what's in the suitcase thing. You can only drag a suitcase so much in a book before people start going, "What the heck is in the suitcase?" Because I think he drags the suitcase. The surprise of the suitcase is like one third of the book, about one third of the book. I think if you would have dragged it longer than that, I think that then people would have been probably disinterested. Let's see. Jennifer said, "I have found samurai books scarier than a lot of the horror I've read." Oh, okay, like which ones? Tell me so I can avoid those. Uh, oh, the Nickel Boys. Yeah, that was the Nickel Boys is pretty frightening, and it's even more frightening when you realize it's based on a true incident. And that place actually existed. That horror place where they were picking up young black boys and throwing them over there for doing nothing. That was a real place. It just was like, yeah, that is pretty horrific. Uh, Yeah, yes, Lashana said, "Yeah, I'm not doing anything too scary. I live alone." Ah, yeah, I know, I know. Uh, yeah, you could think of it as a horror to a certain extent, Rose. I think that is correct. Oh, that's why you haven't read it yet. Okay, I get it. I get it, D. Yeah, I agree, Tracy. He makes the reveal right when he needs to make it. You don't need to drag it out longer than that. You know, the idea is to get the reader hooked on the story, and he does it. Genius. Absolute genius. Let's see. Mayama says, I like Victor Laval. He's not gory to me. The Ballad of Black Tom and the Changeling were good, but with the Changeling, you have to be prepared if you're a parent. Oh hell no. I'm not reading that. I'll read the Ballad of Black Tom. I ain't read the Changeling. And didn't they make the Changeling into didn't they adapt that to film? It's on one of the streaming services or something. Because I think I saw uh, a trailer of it, and I was like, "Oh, this is creepy as hell." I wouldn't have been able to watch it, so I can't read it. Okay, let's see. The Nickel voice is definitely horror, just not the supernatural. Yeah, exactly. um, okay, so Teresa now is please read the Reformatory. It is phenomenal, and it's also based on the real school. Okay. She puts a different spin on it with the spirits and ghosts. And also her uncle was killed. Oh my God, at the real school. I didn't know that. Wow. I did not know that. Now I can't read nothing until I read the Good House. Because Tatiana will kill me if I pick up the reformatory without having picked up the Good House. So yeah, because she swears I'm gonna love it. All right. Hey, Locked Booktician. Welcome. How are you? What do you read, girl? Rosa said, I'm curious about Victor Laval. I have Lone Women on my TV. Well, then read it. It's a quick read. Hey Kay, how are you? Kay said, I'm not reading the Changeling either. I had thought about it, but changed my mind. Yeah, I mean it just looked creepy to me. So yeah, that is a little bit too creepy for me. Uh Jay says to Teresa, it's on her TBR for this spooky season. Ooh, okay. Mary said, yeah, the Changeling was on Apple TV. That's what it was. Oh, you liked it. Okay. They left you hanging. Uh-oh. What did they do it as a series or did they do it as a movie? Jennifer says she has plans to read the Reformatory in October, but maybe she'll pick it up after her current read. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so Mary said she read The Good House and loved it so much. Dee says she needs a reformatory. Tananarive Due is a great author. That's what I hear. She's a great author, and I don't think she gets as nearly as much you know, attention and that as she should. I think she's still kind of like in the background for some reason. I don't understand why, because so many people read her books and love them and talk about them. So yeah, she needs more people talking about her books. It was serious. Didn't finish telling the story. I hate when they do that. That annoys me so much. Hey Kay, what are you doing? Oh, Kay, you don't have any meetings right now. This is a thing, right? Okay, so Birdie said The Good House was top read for her last year. Wow. Okay. You see, there you go. So now that we're getting towards the end of the year, because let's face it, we're in September, but before you know, we're gonna blink our eyes and we're gonna be in November. Straight up, we're gonna be in November, December. So, what are your plans for reading for the next 4 months? Have you got anything in particular you absolutely want to finish, or you absolutely, want to pick up and read, or are you just gonna just play it by ear and let it just roll out? Let me go back up. Okay, Nicole said, "I like how he handled the reveal. It was timed well, but the terrific thing happens, and then we immediately switch to drama that doesn't center the main characters, and the character just harmed." I don't know if I agree with you. I don't know if I agree with you. Um, I felt like, it is a book about women in the West. You get a very good in the book we get a very good sense of what that is and the difficulty it is to be a woman in the West. And the tragic thing that you're talking about that happens, I think that's just sort of a catalyst to talk about the difficulty it is to be a woman trying to maneuver their way in the West, particularly on their own. Mm. But then that's just me. We can disagree. We can agree to disagree. Okay, Case Tenerife Dude has a good historical fiction book called The Black Rose, about Madam C.J. Walker. Okay, yeah. I don't think I didn't know she had done historical fiction. And then Teresa says, yes, Du is such an awesome writer, and I'm so happy she's won several awards for the Reformatory. Yeah, I've seen that. I thought that was excellent. She says she has read her African Immortals series probably 5 times and loved it. Wow. He said Man-Made Monsters is good for spooky season. It's short stories of vampires, ghosts, werewolves within the Cherokee Nation community. Oh, interesting. I would consume that if it was on a in a movie, but I wouldn't read it. Okay. Mary said to Locked Booktician is another one of my favorite book channels. I know I love her. I love Brie so much. Let's see. Okay, so Nicole is basically giving y'all the tea. She I'm not even gonna read that out loud. So because people might not want to be spoiled, but I get it. You did not like this book. D said I got some books for Black British history in October. Very good. Uh, okay, so talking about your reading history for the rest of the year, Latrice says she has no plans, but she says she's gonna mood read the rest of the year, and that's the way you should do it, girl. Moon read it. Bertie said, I will be reading Les Miserables in October, November. Yay! I have to read some Christmas romances. I'm a sucker. Okay, very good. Thank you for joining the Les Miserables read along. I appreciate that. Mayama says she loves Tanani do the African Immortal series and The Good House were so good. Okay. Okay, LaShonda has plans for Viola Davis's memoir in November, for sure. Amalola said she's definitely getting to Covenant of Water, A Little Life, one other really big book. Okay. I guess that means you haven't chose that yet. Okay. Her copy of A Suitable Boy by Vikram Seth keeps calling. Ooh, child. That's a big ass book now. That's a big, big, big book. Bikram Seth, A Suitable Boy. Really big book. I'm going to be getting to Covenant of Water at the beginning of October, I think it is, because I have to read it for my book club here in my Normandy book club. We're reading A Covenant of Water, so I gotta crack on with that in October while reading Les Mis. I don't care. I can do it. Lady said that African Immortal series by Tananarive Due was excellent. So a lot of people really like that one. Everybody's mentioning that African Immortal series. Jennifer says she's just going to read what she feels like, but focus on books she owns already. Yeah, that's smart. Celeste said she really wants to get to Night Wherever We Go. Yeah, that's a good book. Hello, Beautiful, and Demon Copperhead, and finish Warmth of Other Suns. Yeah, girl, you gotta finish reading Warmth of Other Suns. Maya May says yes, we love. We can't wait for Black Oween. Tracy says to Celeste, Night Wherever We Go is excellent. Yes, please finish the Warmth of Other Suns. Okay, so it looks like Rose has read the African Immortal series as well. She just 3 fire symbols, so that means excellent. No, you didn't spoil the 2 surprises, but you know you got to be careful with that. Dropping those little crumbs. Be careful. Mary said the African Immortal series is fire. I'm a diehard Tananarive Due fan. I have all of her books. Well, all right. Raymond says he's got several book club books to read, and then he'll read what in the mix of those. What are your book club books, Raymond? What you got on the fire for your book club books? I'm just curious. I'm being nosy. So Bertie says she has to finish African Immortal series. She says she only has got to book 2. Oh, you forgot about Les Mis. Yeah, Les Mis is October, November. But I'm going to be putting the schedule up probably next week so you can kind of see not the full schedule, but at least the schedule for the first month of October. So it's like reading between 20, I would say 22 pages and 22 to 26 pages a day. Or you can go weekly, count it up for weekly, but I'll put the daily count so that people who are really intimidated by reading a 1,200 and something page book will not crack and feel that it's impossible. If you just have to read 26 pages a day, that's not excessive. You can still read 26 pages a day and still read other things. So I will be around to make sure, I'll be, doing little things on my stories and stuff, and maybe here on my community page, keep people motivated during the reading process, because I know it's tough when you're reading such a long book, but this is why, we do as a group so that we can all get through it. Oh, that's your one other really big book. Okay. Thanks, Amalola. Okay, so Kay said, my bad. The Black Rose is a biography, but it reads a novel to me. Okay. So it's like narrative nonfiction writing. Yeah, I know you don't like your nonfiction, but it must read like narrative nonfiction for you to really like it. So that's a good thing. Mary said Viola Davis finding me on audio narration by Viola Davis is so good. That lady has paid her dues. Yeah, that's what I hear. Teresa said to I loved The Covenant of Water so much, but I DNF'd a little life. I just couldn't care about the characters. Yeah, okay, I get that. Dee said to Celeste, Demon Copperhead was so good on audio. Okay, that's interesting. I hadn't heard anyone say it was good on audio. Kay said, hashtag team mood reading. She ain't even like, she's like, I'm not messing with nothing. I ain't planning nothing. Okay, and Mary said, "Night Wherever We Go" was so good, it made me emotional. Yeah, I feel like that's another book that didn't get the praise it should have gotten, is Night Wherever We Go. That book is brilliantly written, and it tells, that story of, like, a breeding farm, which I don't think that's told, like that in a fiction novel. I mean, I haven't read any fiction novels that discuss that as much. And she does a wonderful job. And it was her debut. She should have gotten much more praise for that book than she did. Okay, so Teresa said the African Immortal series is Tananarive Dew's most popular and what put her on the map. Okay, I didn't realize that. To a larger audience. Okay. She still needs more exposure, acknowledgement. Yeah, absolutely needs it. Because I haven't heard anybody say a bad thing about any of her books. So, and she seems to be able to attract readers that aren't just or not straight up readers of horror. She's able to attract people like me to go and read her stuff. So I think that's fantastic. Amalila said to Teresa, I hear a few people say they didn't warm to a little life characters. I just want to see what the hoopla is about. Yeah, some people think it's one of the best books ever. That that it is an emotional read. Some people say that it's too emotional in the sense that it feels like it's done on purpose. So yeah, there's a lot of opinions. That book is the kind of book, if you bring it up, and you're with a bunch of people that read a lot, and you bring that book up, you're going to hear people, you know, saying that they love it, and other people say, "Oh no, it's not that good," or whatever. I tried to read it when it came out. I think I read all the way up to 120, 117 pages, and I don't know, something happened and I bugged out. I never back. So I still have to read it. I'm gonna go back and see if, because I don't think it was anything in particular that made me, in the book that I didn't like. It's that attracted by something else, and sort of reading something else. So I will eventually go back and read that one. Tashika said, ready for the Black British Month read along book. Oh yeah, yeah. We're gonna be reading what's it called? I'm gonna go get it so you can see it. I have it here. I don't have it here. I'm gonna get it on my Goodreads. Mm, let's see if I can remember the name of it. Yeah, here it is. Oh, this is an interesting cover. Let's see. This is the one I have. So it says from the Secret Diaries of Charles Ignatius Sancho. This is what we're going to be reading. To read, so let read along. Doo, 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 doo. Now, that's the British cover, but this is the American cover, which also looks really good too. It's just different. There's the American cover. Uh, They both look good. Different, but they look good. Okay. Okay, so Raymond said for Black Men Read, we're reading Paradise, okay, by Tony Rose. I still haven't read Paradise yet. The Coming by Daniel Black. That would be interesting to read. And Sky Full of Elephants by Chibo Campbell. Okay, yeah. So that's the one that everybody's talking about. What am I reading? Okay, so I'm still reading John Henry Days, but I think I'm gonna finish it next week. And I'm reading Blacktop Wasteland. This is going very well. So, because I know you must remember that I wasn't happy with my darkest prayer, but Blacktop Wasteland is going well. Okay, so Rose said she's looking forward to Les Mis. She's always wanted to read it. Hopefully, it will be good like Count. Yes, I hope so too. Teresa said to Amalola that was only reason I tried to see what the hype was, but it didn't pull me in, so I had to waste my time. Yeah, I get it. 'Cause it's kind of long. It's like 600 pages. All right. And then Raymond said for Zora Neale Hurston Book Club, Jonah Wardvine, Their Eyes Were Watching God, Moses, Man of the Mountain, and Hitting a Straight Lick with a Crooked Stick. Okay, that's very specific. Okay. Lady says she's been mood reading most of the year, so she needs to get to her TBR, Invisible Man, Notes of Sun, uh, Black AF History, and Camilla's Roses, and a few other. Camilla's Roses is good. Invisible Man is excellent. Haven't read Notes of Native Son yet. Black AF, I have that, but I haven't. Maybe I'll try to read Black AF in November if I have a chance. Yeah, you got some good ones to get to though. Teresa said to Rose, I'm hoping Les Mis is good like The Count as well. It'll be good, but it your mind in the right frame because Les Mis is talking about a particular period in French history that isn't particularly happy. Okay. So, there's a lot of poverty, there's a lot of, people being put through some pretty, difficult situations. But I think once it's read, you'll find that you'll understand a little more about French history. Let's see. Curtis said, I have plans to read my first family book in October, which is The Children of Blood and Bone. Okay. My buddy reading friend highly recommended the book. Okay. Hey Curly Q, how you doing? What you reading? Okay, I'm a little said to Curtis. We'll be reading that as well at some point before the end of the year. Teresa said yes, I did hybrid reading of Demon Copperfield, and yes, yes, the book was good. Okay. Mary said, I'm wishing for a new Bernice McFadden. She's another. Well, she has a book coming out. It's coming out next year. What is the book called though? Now I can't remember the name. And it's coming out next year, but I don't know what month. And it's a nonfiction. Isn't it called something like The Oldest Daughter or something like that? I can't remember what the title is. If somebody can remember the title of her book, bring it. Let me know what it is because I can't remember the name right now. But it's coming out for sure. Let's see. Uh, let's see if I can find it on her here. Yeah, she has a new book coming out. It's called Firstborn Girl. Looks like this. So if you're a fan, and it's coming out next year, but she's not more specific about that. Like I don't have a month, but it's coming out in 2025. Firstborn Girls, nonfiction. Okay, Curly Q said my reading has been horrible. Hey, I'm making my way through The Women by Kristen Hanna. I've heard a lot of good things about that book. That it's really good. Amala said she has made plans for reading because she gets confused with so many choices. She has to make plans because she gets confused with so many choices. Yeah. Okay. So we got to that. Demogorgon. Yeah. In the queue. Okay. Okay. We got that. Nicole says she likes to plan what she reads too because mood reading can get her messed up. Uh, Amalola said she doubts it will be the best book ever. A Little Life. Still curious, not nonetheless. I get it. Lady said to Kay, she's looking for Firstborn Girls. I think everybody is. That's why I want to finish the last two books by her that I have not read. Okay. Celeste said she's wishing and hoping for an arc of first. She just asked on her page. I think it was on her page that if you wanted an arc of Firstborn Girls, you could get one. So you should go back on Bernice L. McFadden's page on IG and see. I think it's one of the look on her page and just go on one of the ones where you see the book Firstborn Girls because she was asking if people wanted an arc, and if they wanted an arc, they just needed to tell her and she would, hook them up, get them hooked up with the arc. So if you're interested in that, that's what I recommend that you go and do. She did it. It seemed like it was not too long ago. She said that um, on her IG. So go on her IG and get your arc. Let's see. Um, Mary said hitting a straight lick with a crooked stick was excellent on Audible. And Audrina Ellis does Zora Neale Hurston's a good job. Okay. Okay, you found the American cover of what on sale at your local indie bookstore? I'm not sure which one you're talking about, Bertie. A Little Life is one where the straight woman wrote out Amen. Yes, that's the one. Uh, okay, Teresa Curlicue, she loved The Women. Okay. And Teresa said to Celeste, I put my name in that as well and hope to receive one. Teresa said Blacktop is definitely better than my child. I think it's all better than My Darkest Prayer, in my opinion. Because you can tell that My Darkest Prayer was his first book. This was his second book. And just from that jump to me was so freaking refreshing. Is you can see how much he has honed his writing skills to get to Blacktop Wasteland. Oh, like that's something that I really like when I read books. If I read backlisted books from an author, and then as I continue to read them in order up until today, with each book, you can see how well the author is honing their writing skills is just phenomenal because writing is not, I repeat, an easy exercise, and to see people improve like that, it's just I just think that's everything. Okay, Curly Q says, Teresa, have you read the follow up to the book we read together by Leonard Pitts Jr. It's still on my list to get through when life stops licking. So that's talking about the last thing you surrender. The new book is 54 Miles. We will be reading 54 Miles in the Read So Lit Patreon book club in January. Let's see. Teresa says earlier, I was going to ask if you wanted to buddy read it. Okay, that's cool. Okay, D said to Curtis, Children of Blood and Bone was good. Second book, not so much. And I have the audio for book 3. I haven't started yet. That's a shame. Why wasn't book 2 good? That's disappointing because didn't everybody have to wait a long time to get book 2? That's my thing. Yeah, it's a memoir. McFadden's book. Teresa said the women, reading the women, it's really good. The main character goes through a lot and it's a well-written book. Tracy said, yes, my darkest prayer wasn't the best. Okay, you sent the email. Very good. Very good. Um, okay, so Mary says she wants to do Essay Cosby, All the Sinners Bleed, and Razor Blade Tears. Okay. And then Amalua said probably in December, Tracy. Buddy reading Covenant of Water and also wait, I lost you. Les Mis long October, November has pushed it to December. Okay, so Teresa said yes, absolutely. Essay Cosby definitely improved his writing craft. I know, right? Like when I picked this up, I was just like, I was like, this is so much better than the other one, like so much better. Ay, 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 mama. Yeah, she's only read My Darkest Prayer, and she was not happy with My Darkest Prayer. She gave it a big 2 stars, but she's reading Blacktop Wasteland and loving it. So that's the thing. Lashonda said, I just found Razorblade Tears recently in my library. Okay. Yeah, that everybody says Razorblade Tears is the one. Well, it depends. Some people really love Blacktop Wasteland and some really love Razorblade Tears. Funny that. Mayama said, I've enjoyed all of S.A. Cosby's books except My Darkest Prayer. I'm not surprised. Okay, I'm not surprised. Curlicue said, although I'm on an island, I didn't like All the Sinners Bleed. Okay. But I love Beauregard in Black Wasteland. Yeah, Beauregard is something else. Definitely a fave. Yeah, Beauregard is, yeah, I'm liking his character a lot. So why do you like all the sinners bleed? What is it about that one you didn't like? Okay, so Amalola says Tomi Adeyemi was at Book Fest. Actually liked her. She was funny in her chat. Also, she Brazil to immerse herself in research. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, so everybody's sending their art requests to Bernice, which is really good. Curlicue said, love Razorblade Tears too. Couldn't remember the name. Okay. Amala says, laugh out loud. The hate for my for my darkest prayer. Girl, the book is not good. I don't know what to tell you. It's not good. Teresa's laughing. I read Blacktop Wasteland, Razorblade Tears first because my darkest prayer was a release after those two, which gave him more sales. You're kidding, because there is no way they was going to release My Darkest Prayer like that. I mean, of course they're going to get more sales from this and Razorblade Tears. Cause child, that my darkest prayer now. My darkest prayer needed a prayer. Okay, it needed a prayer. Curlicue said, I DNF my darkest prayer. I wasn't going to. It was terrible. I don't know what to tell you. But I'm happy that this is good. If I can manage to read the other three, I'm gonna be cooking with gas because I'm supposed to be having breakfast with S.A. Cosby for Festival America. So that's gonna be interesting. My first question might be, how did you go about improving your writing skills? My first question. Okay, so wait. Okay, so Curlicue said the story was just boring. I don't like when I'm there the entire book and the main plot happens away from what I'm reading. Okay, I see what you mean. Amalula said All the Sinners Bleed is the only one I haven't read. Curlicue said meaning okay. Teresa said, I enjoyed my darkest prayer and gave it. How could you give that book 4 to 4.5 stars? But I time I read it. I don't get it. I don't get how you could give that 4 and a half stars. I mean, it goes against all of the I don't know what you call it, all of the characteristics of what a thriller is. I don't know. It was Latrice goes, not y'all hating the darkest prayer like this. Yes, girl. The book is not good. Oh my God. You did not give that 4 stars. For what? Why? Nah. It was not a four-star book. Okay, Tashika said All Sinners Bleed is good writing and had me on the edge of my seat. I am a S.A. Cosby fan. Curlicue said I got to chapter 7 and said I got something better to do with my time. Curlicue said, oh, he is so down to earth, like talking to a friend. Good. I like that. Raymond is laughing. The darkest prayer ain't got a prayer. Y'all fine. No, I'm saying it needs one. It ain't got one. It needs a prayer. But like, have you read my darkest prayer, Raymond? Have you read it? Because if you read it, you know what I mean. Teresa said, I am so S.A. Cosby super fan. Don't hate on my dude. I ain't hating on you, dude. I'm hating on my darkest prayer. There's a difference. This I'm loving. My darkest prayer was not loving that. Let's see. Curly Q said, I love him too. Met him, got his autograph and a pic. I love the man, but it doesn't cloud my side eye. Okay, you see? You see? There you go. Rosa said, I'm ready to read All Sinners Bleed next, but I'll get to it at Festival America. There you go. Raymond said, nope, I haven't read it. Are you going to read it now, Raymond? Are you going to read it, My Darkest Prayer? You want to read it? Let's hear. Tashika said, oh, wow, Curly Q, I am surprised you didn't stick with All Sinners Bleed. I had to know what happened. I couldn't read the book at night sometimes. Robert, I'll just give Darkest Prayer. Yeah, that's what you better do, girl. And Amalola said to Rosa, don't let him influence you, Rosa. Child, go ahead and read it, Rosa. Craigie said, oh, I finished Sinners. I didn't finish Darkest Prayer. Yeah, no, ma'am. It's a no, ma'am for me. Raymond said, watch me read my Darkest Prayer and give it 5 stars. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. I know you wouldn't. Go ahead and read it though. I'd be curious. Knowing you, no, you're not. You're gonna be like, what is this? You're not gonna give it no 5 stars. I guarantee you that. You won't even give it 4. Everybody's egging you on now. Go ahead, Raymond. Watch him. Look, I ain't got to watch him because I know he ain't gonna give that no 5 stars. No, ma'am. Girl, like you said, and honestly, his forward in the audiobook is basically an apology for his writing. He is talking about the growth of his writing. Yeah, well, that's what I just said. The growth from My Darkest Prayer to Blacktop Wasteland, it's tremendous. Tremendous. Wait, let's see. Teresa said, you read Razorblade Tears, right, Raymond? Robert said, I may try Darkest Prayer if I can get it from the library. I can't put any coins on it. I would say it from the library, girl. Because if you put some coins on it, you're gonna be mad. Raymond said, I've only read All the Sinners Bleed. And did you like All the Sinners Bleed? Mary said, I'm laughing how you guys are hating on My Darkest Prayer. Look, I'm sorry. I call it like it is. I don't care how much I like an author. If it ain't good to me, it ain't good to me. Latrice, you always have the opposite ratings of us. And then Teresa said, "Oh, Raymond needs to Blacktop and Razorblade Tears. Yeah, Blacktop. Yeah, you need to read that, Raymond. But leave My Darkest Prayer alone." You see, Carla Q said, "Definitely get it coinless." That's a waste of coins. Don't do it, girl. Curly Q said, "Definitely Razorblade Tears and Blacktop Wasteland are the best." Raymond said he gave All the Sinners Bleed a 4 stars. Yep, that's correct. If it ain't good to me, it ain't good to me. Because I can't lie. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sure I'm gonna really love this guy, S.A. Cosby. We gonna have great breakfast together. We gonna, kiki about his writing and everything, but I will just avoid talking about My Darkest Prayer. But I'm gonna get it signed. I'm just not gonna talk about My Darkest Prayer. I'm gonna act like it ain't there. I'll talk about the rest. Rosa said, "For me, Razorblade Tears is going to be hard to follow." Well, then don't even bother with My Darkest Prayer because it's not worth it. You won't like it. I know you won't like it. Hey Margaret, how are you? What are you reading? Teresa said, All the Sinners Bleed read like book one of a mystery series to me. I loved it though. Who knows? Maybe it will be a mystery series, you know? Well, the Festival America, it's the last weekend in September. So I think it starts the Thursday, which is I think the 26th. But I'm not having breakfast with S.A. Cosby until Sunday morning. So I'm gonna try to film things while I'm there, and so you can see them and see how it goes. The breakfast what they usually do is you have to sign up for that. And let me put the line. It was getting dark now early. You have to sign up for that and you have to pay for it. And they do is they tell you what cafe it's in and you have a time to be there. So I think his breakfast is at 10 and it's going to be in a cafe somewhere near the venue. And you go there, and so there are, I think it's 10 people. I'm not sure for they also aperitifs on certain nights as well. I'm not sure how many people it is for that though, but for the breakfast it's about 10 people max. And so you have the author comes, you pay 10 euros for that, and they give you an orange juice, a hot drink, and a croissant. And you sit there and you talk to the author. You can ask them questions. At the end, they'll sign your books. It's supposed to be a nice, intimate meeting with an author. And sadly, I didn't get a chance to sign up for the aperitif with Donnie Walton because there were no more spaces. But there were no other people I wanted to have breakfast with that were on the list besides S.A. Cosby. So I'm doing S.A. Cosby. Let's see. Okay, so Teresa's order was Blacktop Wasteland, Razor Blade Tears, My Darkest Prayer, All the Sinners Bleed. Okay, and Curtis said to Rosie, yes, I agree. Razor Blade Tears is my favorite book from the collection for me. Okay, yes, it is. It's a small and intimate setting for the breakfast. Tashika said she went to the Library of Congress National Book Festival in DC. It was a 1 day instead of 2 days and overly crowded. I walked through and left long lines, took and took many people. It took many people. Yeah, well, the Festival America is on 4 days: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They have moments where you can get your books autographed. So like, they'll say for instance, Colson Whitehead is signing books on Saturday from 2 to 3 at the French publishers. What they do is they sit at the table of the French publisher that is publishing their book, and then you can go there and you get your book signed. Of course, the more popular the author, the longer the line. Okay. So people like, for example, James Ellroy is super popular in France. They love, his hard-boiled detective, dark, super dark stories. So when he comes, the line be all the way out the door around the tent because they want to see him and they want to get his autograph and stuff. He always comes every time we have the Festival of America. But I don't read James Ellroy. That's not really my cup of tea. But there'll be also in between, there'll be talks between groups of authors that have similar themes running through their books. So that'll be interesting as well to see. And then they have in the evening, they have these really big events. So, for example, on Thursday night, the opening night, they're doing one night in Harlem, all around Colson Whitehead's new series, Harlem Shuffle and Crook Manifesto. So it's a night around that. So there's going to be music. There's going to be all kinds of things going around. It's like an hour and a half event. And then there are other events as well in the evening. So like I think on Friday night they're doing what's going on with America, and it's all going to be around you know what's happening in the U.S. and that kind of thing. They even have one is specifically on the elections, and I think it has S.A. Cosby and Lauren Groff and somebody else. I can't remember who it is. So it should be an interesting 4 days of festival. Let's see. Yeah, it sounded like it looked like there was a lot of people. Okay, Raymond said, I was at a national book festival too. James Patterson and Bride's lines were real long. Needless to say, I didn't go to see them. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not surprised. When I saw some of the pictures that I saw on IG that were taken, I was like, there's no way. I probably wouldn't have stayed. That's too many people. But that's also because it only happens on one day. If it would have been on 2 or 3 days, it probably would have been a lot bearable. There wouldn't be this mass quantity of people. But since it's only one day and it's free, because the festival I'm going to, I have to pay for the weekend. I think for the weekend it's something like 20, 23 euros or something like that. So they make you pay. They don't make you pay for that festival. So yeah, everybody wants to go, and it's only on one day. So that's bad news. The crowd gonna be huge. Yeah, it should be interesting. because it is a series. If you haven't read Harlem Shuffle, mm, I think that the main character is called, his name is Ray Carney, I think it is. And Ray Carney is this black guy who sells old furniture and old, things. It's like sort of like, the black antique, you know. But he gets himself into a lot of trouble, wanting to help out a friend, and it gets him into some trouble. But what the book also does is it really does talk a lot about the black community and how the community is changing, and where does that leave the black Americans living in that neighborhood. It's really good the way he does it, because Ray Cooney character, he's not totally honest all the time, like on the up and up, but you kind of start to like this character by the end of Harlem Shuffle. You really start to like him as a character. Now, I haven't read Crook Manifesto yet, but I hope to get to that before I get, to the festival. So you will see. Yeah, Colson Whitehead's writing is very different, but I quite like it. So this one, John Henry Days, is like it's really the beginnings of what his writing, the beginning of his writings. And you can kind of see that when you're reading, and you can say, okay, yeah, this is an unrefined version of how he writes stories. And when you read his stories now, you can see that it is a very refined version of John Henry Days. So the thing about his writing, particularly in Harlem Shuffle, is that you're reading the story from the perspective of Ray Carney. But what he does is he's not, it seems like he's telling you by blow what's happening, but he's really not. He's really, what he's doing is he's painting a picture. You can compare it to how an artist paints a picture. So when an artist takes a canvas out, there may be a light sketch on the canvas of what the painter is going to paint, the artist is going to paint. But when the artist paints, he doesn't just concentrate like on this one point here, and I'm just gonna keep doing this like this. No, the artist brush to paint all over the painting. All over the painting is getting treatment. And as you watch somebody paint, the picture starts to form gradually. And that's how it is reading his work. So you have to be patient, and you have to be, how do you say it? You have to be looking for the details and things, because everything, the details of what he's trying to show you. And sometimes I felt like, because I read it with my book club here in Normandy, and I felt like when I discussed it with my book club, it's when I there was some things that I missed that I then got through discussion. So yeah, I feel like it's something. If you haven't read Harlem Shuffle, I'd highly recommend it. But I think it would be really great to read it with someone or with a group of people, because you're going to get so much out of it. You're thinking that as you're reading it, you're not getting things, but things pop into your mind once you put the book down to go do something else, whatever. Then suddenly you go, oh, yeah. Something will pop into your head that you read earlier, and it will make you think of something, make you understand a connection that you may not have necessarily got when you were reading it. So I highly recommend being patient with that. But I know some people are not patient with Colson Whitehead, because his writing it makes you do work. I'm not gonna lie. So you either really want that or you don't. But I think he's done a good job with the Harlem Shuffle series. So I'll be interested to get to Crook Manifesto to see what Ray Carney is up to. Let me just see. Mm, Tashika's no, it's definitely in the not patient category. Yeah, you have to be patient. It's not something. I mean, it's like when you read Toni Morrison, you got to be patient. That is because that's not something that's going to be. It's not going to jump on your plate right away. You're going to need a minute to process things and your some things. And a reread might or a reread of a passage might not be that, because I have to admit I did reread some passages in Harlem Shuffle because I was like, no, I missed something there, or something. So yeah, I mean, I'm willing to do it because I really like what he writes about, and because particularly in John Henry days, because John Henry days, it's talking about the legend of John Henry, although John Henry was a real person. Um, this idea around Black history and how is it told and who should be telling it and what does it represent and what is it the representation of John Henry as a Black man as opposed to Black men in general. I think he does a really good job in this particular book of of exploring those aspects through something like John Henry, which I think a lot of us maybe have grown up hearing stories, legend stories about John Henry. Um, so I would recommend reading it for that, and then also reading it to see the beginnings of his writing and how it translates to what the way he writes, today. It's very interesting. Yeah, the Nickel Boys is very good. It's not written in a similar fashion as Harlem Shuffle, but it still has its place. I mean, I still really like there that I've read from him that I didn't like. So I read Sag Harbor first. We did it as a read along for Read So Lit Read Along one summer, and Tatiana did not like it. Michael, I think he was okay, but it wasn't his favorite. I loved it. This idea of following these Black boys, in the summer, next to Martha's Vineyard, left up to their own devices, I thought was pretty interesting to read about. Uh, then I read after that. I think I read the Underground Railroad, and I liked that. Then after that, what did I read? I can't remember. What did I read after that? I think I read Harlem Shuffle. Now I'm reading this. And then I have The Intuitionist, and I have his zombie novel. Yeah, those are the only ones I have left. His zombie novel and The Intuitionist. And I'm sure he has other novels, but I don't have them. But yeah, I wasn't mad at any of those. But some people don't get along with his writing. Um, yeah, he gives a dusting of events to tell the whole story. Yeah. Lashonda says, I've only read Underground Railroad so far and Age. Yeah, I like that one. I haven't watched the TV series either. I don't think I will. Um, but yeah, I mean it's some writers are for some people and some are not. You have to, you go with what you like and what you want to read. For me it works. For me, I like it, but I can understand why people don't like it. I can totally get behind that. Now I don't get behind why y'all think My Darkest Prayer is 4 and 5 stars. I didn't get behind that. I'm sorry. um no, it's interesting, that one. with the boys, Sag Harbor. Um, yeah, I thought it was an interesting read, that one. Um, but we will see. So I think I might be finishing this one tonight, though. It's that good. So if I finish it, you know what's going to be next. I'm not coming for y'all. I'm just saying. I get why y'all don't like Colson, but I don't get why y'all say 4 and 5 stars for My Darkest Prayer. I'll never get that, but that's exactly what I was saying. That's exactly what I was saying, girlie. I don't know who this is. This can't be the guy that they say they love. That book was not good. I was just like, what is this boring ass mess right here? And just it was just the whole thing, the porn star, the constant fist fights, like he was having a, duking out somebody. I was just like, you know what? Good. I'm good. I ain't read enough of these scenes right here. Look, I had to start with that book. It's book one. Book one. Now I'm on to book two. I really appreciate his writing now. That's why I started with that one. So that I could see the progression, darling. The progression. It's all about the progression. So now we're good. I'm on track. I'm loving it. Black Top Wasteland. I'm loving my John Henry days. Discussing that with Lily. We had a good time. I'm good. This weekend should be a good week of reading. Like I said, hopefully I can finish this one. If I don't finish it tonight, tomorrow, and then I can go on to Razorblade Tears next. Um, yeah, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, Teresa. But I'm about to meet the man at the end of the month, so I want to have my stuff, lined up. I want to know what I'm talking about. So I'll know exactly what to ask him once I finish all of these books. I'll know what to ask him and all the rest of it. And I can appreciate because it's for me, it's hella satisfying when you read a book from an author and it's their debut and you can see on to book two how much they've improved. And then on to book three, they've improved even more. That right there for me is hella satisfying. You don't get it very often. I'm just saying because we read everything out of order and everything. But when we can, I think we should. Okay, Teresa, I will tell him that you love him. I will tell him. But I love the progression. I think it's great. Progression is everything. If I can get that, but it's like you have to really read that debut and then read everything else in order. And I can't say that I do that often. So when I do it, I appreciate it when I can see real improvement. Mm, okay, couldn't finish it. A good zombie story. Could not finish that one either. I don't think. No, Coastal Monday is probably not for you. Uh, my breakfast is on a Sunday. I think it's the last Sunday of the month. So what is that, the 29th or something? I'm not sure. I think it's the 29th, Sunday morning, 10 o'clock. So you'll know when I'm there. I'll go on live and pan around so you can kind of see, where we are. Uh, oh no, our birthday is on the 25th. Mine is on the 25th, but that breakfast is on the 20th on a Sunday. Because the festival is like the 26th. I think it is 26th to the wait, Where's my schedule here? So it's the 26th to the 29th is the festival. And I'm having breakfast with him. I think it's on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Yeah, our birthdays are on Wednesday this time. Yowza. I might be working. Crap. It's September 1st. Ooh, you a Libra. Latrice is a Libra. Another Libra, a Virgo. I have so many Virgo friends. It's crazy. Oh no, I'm only off on Thursday and Friday. I have to go to work on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So, but I'm gonna have a good time on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday. So I'm gonna be good. It'll be all right. All right, y'all. I'm out. This has been a long one. Oh, your vacation starts today. Happy vacation. You're off to the 24th. Oh, well, you enjoy yourself. Are you doing something special for your birthday? Are you going away or something? So I'm out, y'all. Peace out. Have an excellent Friday and a wonderful weekend with lots of great reading. I will see you guys next Friday. Bye.